Hi, and welcome to English-Fabule. Are you learning English? Great. Let's learn English with a very interesting story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Let's get started.
McDonald's is a name known all around the world. It is the biggest restaurant chain today. You can see the famous golden arches in more than 120 countries. There are over 40,000 McDonald's restaurants serving millions of people every day. Billions and billions of hamburgers have been sold over the years. But this huge company did not start big. It began as a single, small restaurant. The story of how it became this giant is full of surprises. It is a story about big ideas and about working very hard. Two brothers, Richard and Mac McDonald, had the first small restaurant. Then a man named Ray Kroc came along. He was a salesman who sold machines for making milkshakes. Ray Kroc had a huge dream for McDonald's. He helped it grow far beyond what the brothers imagined. But the story is not simple. It includes parts about difficult fights, about secrets, and even about the first owners losing their company. How did this one small restaurant become such a powerful global business? This book will take you through the complete history. We will start with the first restaurant and meet the brothers. Then we will see how Ray Kroc changed everything. We will learn about all the steps, the good and the bad, that made McDonald's what it is today. Let's begin this journey. 2. The first burgers. Richard and Maurice McDonald were two brothers. People often called Maurice Mac. They came to California in 1927. First, they wanted to work in movies. But that did not go well. They saw many restaurants where people ate in their cars. The brothers thought, maybe we can make money here. They opened their first restaurant. It was called McDonald's Barbecue. They sold hot dogs. It was hard work. After 2 years, they wanted something better. They opened a new restaurant in a different place. It was bigger. They sold more food, like ribs, pork, and burgers. This restaurant was a big success. On busy days, more than 100 cars came. They had many workers, about 20 waitresses. Money came in very fast. By 1948, the brothers had a lot of money and lived in a big house. But they were not happy. Running the restaurant was stressful. It took too much time. Also, young people came and sometimes caused problems. Finding good cooks was also hard. So Richard and Mac did something surprising. They closed the restaurant. People thought they were giving up, but they had a new idea. They looked at what people bought most. It was hamburgers. So they changed the menu. Now, they only sold hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, milkshakes, and Coca-Cola. They cut out many items. Then they planned how to make the food super fast. They used a tennis court at their home to draw the kitchen layout. They practiced every step. This new way was called the speedy service system. Each worker had only one job. One person made fries, another made burgers, and one took orders. Customers did not eat in their cars. They walked to a window to order and get their food. This system was like a factory for burgers. It was very fast. You could get your order in about 15 seconds. It was a new idea for restaurants. Their restaurant became cleaner and less busy for them. The brothers could watch the system work. When they opened again, some customers were confused at first. But when they saw how fast they got their food, they loved it. The speedy service system was a big hit. Word about this fast way to make food spread. Other restaurant owners came to see how it worked. The brothers even showed them for free. Some big food companies today copied their system. By 1954, Richard and Mac were selling many burgers and fries. They had a good life in California, but they did not know that soon everything would change for McDonald's. 3. Ray Kroc arrives. Ray Kroc was a man who sold machines for making milkshakes. He sold a special machine called the multi-mixer. This machine was good because it could make 5 milkshakes at one time. Ray traveled all over the country to sell these machines to restaurants. He was a very hard-working man and very good at selling things. One day, Ray looked at his list of orders. He saw that a very small restaurant in California had ordered 8 of his multi-mixers. This was very strange to him. Most restaurants only bought one machine. Why would one small place need so many? Ray was very curious about this large order. He decided he had to see this place for himself. So, Ray took a trip to San Bernardino, California. He went to the restaurant that ordered the machines. It was called McDonald's. When Ray first arrived, it looked like a simple building. But soon many people started coming to the restaurant. The parking lot became very busy with about 150 people. Ray watched closely to see how the restaurant worked. He saw people walk to a window to order their food. They did not wait in their cars. Ray decided to buy a hamburger. It cost only 15 cents. He was very surprised because he got his hamburger almost right away. It was very fast. The hamburger tasted very good. The restaurant was very clean, and many families were there. Ray had never seen a restaurant work like this before. It was so busy, so fast, and so efficient. He introduced himself to the owners, Richard and Mac McDonald. They told them about their special way of making food quickly. They called this system the speedy service system. Ray loved this system immediately. Now he understood why they needed 8 multi-mixers. This restaurant made a lot of milkshakes every day because they served so many customers so fast. The McDonald brothers told Ray that they wanted someone to help them. They wanted a person to open more McDonald's restaurants across the country. They wanted a franchising agent. Richard and Mac were happy with their life running just one successful store. They did not want to do the big work of opening many new places themselves. Ray Kroc had a very big idea in his mind after seeing their restaurant. He started thinking about McDonald's restaurants everywhere in America. He knew this restaurant business could become very, very large. He thought about the big potential of McDonald's day and night. Ray called Richard McDonald a week later. He asked if they had found the right person to be their agent. They said they had not found anyone yet. Then Ray asked them, "Well, what about me? I can do this for you." The McDonald brothers agreed. They made a deal with Ray Kroc. Ray would help them expand McDonald's restaurants. Ray's job was to find places for new stores and find people to run them. He would also teach them how to use the Speedy system. For each new store, Ray would get some money. The store owner would also pay a small part of their money to Ray, and Ray would give a part of that to the brothers. This was the start of McDonald's growing into a much bigger company, with Ray Kroc leading the way. He had big plans for the future. 4. More and more stores. Ray Kroc started his plan to open McDonald's stores in many places. It was not easy at the beginning. Ray had to find good people to run the new restaurants. He learned that the best people were often young and wanted to work hard. These people wanted to build a good business, not just make easy money. Ray had a friend named Harry Sonborn. Harry was very good with money ideas. Ray was not making much money from the first stores. He got a small part of the money each store made. This was only about 1.4%. It was not enough to grow his company quickly. Harry had a big idea. He told Ray they should not just sell the right to open a store. They should also own the land where the stores were built. So Ray and Harry started a new company. This company bought the land for the McDonald's restaurants. This was a very smart idea. First, it gave Ray more control. If a store owner did not keep the restaurant clean or follow the rules, Ray's company could end their agreement to use the land. Second, it was a way to make more money. The store owners paid rent to Ray and Harry's land company. This rent was often a percentage of the store's sales. This meant Ray and Harry made money from the food sales and from the land. It was a secret to making the company rich. Ray also found another important person, Fred Turner. Fred started working at a McDonald's kitchen. He was very good at making the work faster and better. Ray saw that Fred had many good ideas about how to run the restaurants. Fred helped to make the speedy system even more efficient. He made sure every job in the kitchen worked like a small factory line. Ray, Harry's money ideas, and Fred's work on the system helped McDonald's grow. More and more people wanted to open a McDonald's store because they saw the owners making money. By the year 1960, there were over 200 new McDonald's restaurants. Ray worked very hard during these years. He did not even take a salary for a long time. He believed in the future of McDonald's very much. 5. The Big Buyout. Ray Kroc really wanted to own all of McDonald's. He felt the brothers, Richard and Mac, were slowing things down. They argued about many things, like changes Ray wanted to make. Ray felt he was doing all the work to build the company, but the brothers owned the name. He decided it was time for a change. Ray called the brothers and made a big offer. He wanted to buy them out completely. He asked them, "How much money do you want?" The brothers thought about it. They told Ray they wanted $2.7 million for the whole business. In the 1960s, this was a huge amount of money. It would be like many millions of dollars today. Ray didn't have that much cash ready. But he wanted McDonald's very badly. He said yes to the price. Ray had a clever friend named Harry Sonborn. Harry was good with money and numbers. Harry helped Ray talk to people on Wall Street to borrow the $2.7 million. It was a big risk, taking on so much debt. But Ray believed McDonald's would become very successful. After they agreed on the price, the brothers said they wanted one thing. They wanted to keep their first original McDonald's store in California. They would sell the name and everything else, but not that one store. Ray was very angry about this. He felt it was not fair after he agreed to pay such a high price. There were big arguments. Finally, they made the deal. Ray paid the $2.7 million. The brothers sold the rights to the name McDonald's and the Speedy system. They kept their first store, but they had to rename it. They called it the Big M. This way, it was not officially part of Ray's McDonald's company anymore. Some people who know the story say that Richard McDonald, one of the brothers, claimed something else happened. He said Ray agreed to pay the brothers a small percentage of all future McDonald's sales, like a royalty. Richard said this part was just a handshake deal, not written in the contract, because Ray said it would make things hard with money people. Richard claimed Ray never paid them this money. If Ray had paid it, it would be worth billions today because McDonald's grew so big. But others say this story from Richard is not true. It is true that Ray Kroc was very angry with the brothers after these years of arguments and the final deal. Ray felt they had been difficult, and he wanted to show them. Ray decided to open a brand new McDonald's restaurant very, very close to the brothers' The Big M store in San Bernardino. Ray did this to compete directly with them. His new McDonald's had the modern system and the famous name. The Big M could not get enough customers. Soon, the brothers had to close their first historic store forever. Ray did not want people to remember the brothers started McDonald's. He started telling a story that he was the founder. He even called the first store he opened in Illinois McDonald's Number 1. The original store in California was almost forgotten by the company. Ray put his two companies together. The one that handled franchising and the one that owned the land joined to become one big company, McDonald's Corporation. Ray was now the full owner. He was the boss of everything. The McDonald brothers were out of the business they started. 6. McDonald's everywhere. Ray Kroc had a strong desire to own McDonald's completely. He offered the McDonald brothers a large amount of money for their business. The price was $2.7 million. This was a very significant sum in that time, equal to about $28 million in today's money. The brothers accepted the offer. The deal meant the brothers sold the McDonald's name and the whole business to Ray. However, they wanted to keep their original restaurant in San Bernardino. Ray agreed, but they had to change its name, so it was not called McDonald's anymore. They chose the name The Big M for their old restaurant. Ray was still not happy. He felt the brothers should not have any part of the business. Ray opened a brand new McDonald's restaurant very close to the Big M. His goal was to take away all of the brothers' customers and close their business. It worked, and the brothers' first store eventually closed. Ray began to tell the story that he was the person who started McDonald's. He called his first restaurant in Illinois Store Number 1, leaving the brothers and their original store out of the company's history. After Ray gained full control, he took a big step. In 1965, he made McDonald's a public company. This meant that people could buy shares or small parts of the company on the stock market. This was a new thing for a fast food company. The timing was good, and the value of McDonald's shares went up quickly. Ray and his partners, like Harry Sonborn, became very rich because of this. McDonald's began to grow even faster than before. People who owned and managed the local McDonald's restaurants were very important. They had many good ideas to make the business better. For example, one owner created the Big Mac burger. Customers really liked this new, bigger hamburger, and it became a famous product for McDonald's. Other owners helped create things like the drive-through window, so people could get food without leaving their cars. The company also worked on marketing to bring in more people, especially families. They created a happy character, a clown named Ronald McDonald. He was friendly and children loved him. McDonald's also started putting toys in their meals for children, creating the popular Happy Meal. These ideas helped make McDonald's a place for families and made it famous everywhere. Ray Kroc chose a new person to be the main leader of McDonald's. This was Fred Turner. Fred had started years earlier as a cook in a McDonald's kitchen. Ray saw that Fred understood the business very well and was a strong leader. Ray made Fred the new CEO, the top manager of the company. Fred Turner had a big plan to open McDonald's restaurants in other countries. Ray had tried this before, but it was not very successful because he changed the food to fit local tastes. Fred tried a different approach. He decided to keep the McDonald's menu mostly the same in every country. But he let the local owners create the advertising and marketing to fit their culture. This new plan worked wonderfully. McDonald's opened successful stores in Japan, Australia, and many other countries around the world. People liked getting the same McDonald's experience they heard about from America. The fast service and familiar food were popular everywhere. Under Fred's leadership, McDonald's grew at an amazing speed. By the 1970s, McDonald's was opening hundreds of new restaurants each year across the globe. McDonald's quickly became one of the biggest and most recognized companies in the entire world. 7. The game was fake. McDonald's had a popular game called Monopoly. This game was fun for customers. You got game stickers when you bought food. If you collected certain stickers, you could win prizes. Most prizes were small things, like a free burger or a drink. But some prizes were very big. You could win a new car, a nice vacation, or even a lot of money, like $1 million. Many people played the game and hoped to win a big prize. McDonald's hired a company to help with the game. This company made sure the game was fair. A man named Jerome Jacobson worked for this company. He was the chief of security. His job was to send the winning stickers to McDonald's stores across the country. The winning stickers were in sealed envelopes. In theory, no one could touch them. But Jerome found a way to cheat. By accident, he got some special seals for the envelopes. These seals looked real. This gave him an idea. When he had the winning stickers, he could open the envelopes. He would take out the big winning stickers. Then he would put in stickers for small prizes. He would close the envelope with the fake seals. Nobody knew he had changed the stickers. Jerome could not win the prizes himself. People would know it was a cheat. So he started to give the winning stickers to people he knew. He gave one to his brother-in-law. He gave another to his local butcher. These people won the prizes. Jerome got a share of the money. Then Jerome met a man named Jerry Colombo. Jerry was connected to criminals, including the mafia. Jerome and Jerry made a deal. Jerome stole more winning stickers. He gave them to Jerry. Jerry sold these stickers to his friends who were criminals or linked to crime groups. For many years, the big prizes in the McDonald's Monopoly game did not go to real customers. They went to criminals. People playing the game honestly had almost no chance to win the big things. This continued for many years. But then someone told the FBI about the strange winners. The FBI started to investigate. They looked at the people who won big prizes. They saw that many winners were connected or lived near each other in one city. It looked suspicious. The FBI decided to watch the game one more time. When a man named Michael Hoover won a big prize, the FBI talked to him. They pretended to be a film crew. Michael did not know they were FBI. After they left, Michael called someone. On the phone, he said they believed his story. The FBI heard this because they were recording his call. This was proof. The FBI then arrested many people. Around 50 people were caught for being part of the scam. Jerome Jacobson said he was guilty. He had to pay back money. He also went to jail for 3 years. The scam lasted from 1988 to 2000. The criminals won about $24 million in prizes. McDonald's did not know about the scam for a long time. To make things right, McDonald's gave away about $25 million to random customers later. They also paid money in a legal case. The scam cost McDonald's over $65 million in total. But the real problem was that for years the game was not fair. Real customers had no chance to win the big prizes because the game was fake. 8. Food, Health, and Today. A movie about food and health came out in the year 2004. It was called Super Size Me. This film showed one man's experiment. For 30 days, he ate only meals from McDonald's. He ate McDonald's for his breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day. If the restaurant offered a super size meal, which was very large, he had to choose it. He wanted to learn about the effects of this diet on his body. The experiment had negative results for his health. The man's weight went up by 27 pounds very quickly. His doctors saw serious changes. His blood pressure got very high. His cholesterol levels also increased a lot. He felt sick sometimes and had less energy. He also felt unhappy sometimes during the month. The movie was a strong message to people. It showed that eating only fast food can be very bad for your health in a short period of time. After the movie, more people started to worry about eating fast food often and how it could affect their health over many years. Today, McDonald's is still a massive company. It is the largest restaurant chain in the world. There are more than 40,000 McDonald's restaurants in over 120 countries around the globe. The company has sold over 300 billion hamburgers in its history. The famous Golden Arches logo is known in many places. But the story of McDonald's is not only about its size and success today. As we have seen, it has difficult parts too. There was the problem with the game scam we talked about before. And there is the story of the original brothers and Ray Kroc. The brothers, Richard and Mac, created the quick system for making food. Ray Kroc was a salesman who saw their idea and had a vision for building stores everywhere. He worked tirelessly and built the huge company we know today. He made McDonald's stock public and became very rich. However, Ray Kroc also fought with the brothers. He bought their company, but made sure their first restaurant had to close. The company today often focuses on Ray Kroc as the founder. But the brothers were there first with the idea that started everything. So, the story of McDonald's shows us about fast food, health worries today, and the business behind it. It makes you think about the people who started it and the person who made it giant. When you think about McDonald's history, who do you believe deserves more credit or is more important to remember? Richard and Mac McDonald, the brothers who created the first restaurant and system, or Ray Kroc, who built the worldwide company?
Hey there! Just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really, really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world. Thank you.